Ninnybong, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. And today I finally managed to get this guy in the booth. This little figure from Jim Bao, the Protect Power Optimum. It's called the Optimum Warrior. So finally managed to get this guy in the booth. I've had it for a while now and wanted to do a review, but other figures again keep getting in the way and keep turning up on my doorstep, and I'm like, and I keep putting this guy off. But I wanted to do a review on him today to show you what I think of this guy, and I'm interested to know what you guys think about this one as well. As always on my channel, let's take a little look at the box, and the artwork on this is just a beast. I mean, this is some awesome looking artwork. So you've got the really nice deformation there on the front cover. It says for Protect Power Optimum Warrior D.F04, and you've got your Jim Bao logo there, and then on the top you've got the Deformation 4. On the side you have your Deformation 4 Optimum Warrior. On the back you have some really cool looking product shots. Unfortunately this guy's eyes don't light up, so that's nothing. But you can see that he has his full equipment, and this guy comes with a lot of equipment for his price point and for the fact that he's such a small little creature. And then on the front we also have him in his workshop mode and truck mode, and obviously he has his full transformed warrior mode there as well. On the side we get another little deformation, and then on the bottom we get loads of stuff that I can't understand in Chinese. So the box overall is actually really nice. I like that box. Love the artwork on the top of it, just pops off. Also comes with some destructions. So the destructions for this one, really simple, nice, easy to use. It shows you how to transform him, obviously. But yeah, it's really nice. He's got quite a simple transformation on this one, just one side. Also how to use all of the accessories that this guy comes with as well. Let's now look at the main event himself. So this is the Optimum Warrior in his truck mode. He's quite a small figure, and looking at him in this, I really like the trailer on this. I have to say the trailer is probably my favorite piece. The alt mode here, it looks a little bit like it's made of Lego. It's a little bit blocky. You can see that the cab itself, if I remove the trailer, is quite a blocky looking cab here. It's not masterpiece quality, but it's an interesting little truck. If we look at the trailer separately now, I think the trailer is really nicely done. Obviously no Transformers Autobot logos on here, but I think it's a really nicely done trailer. You've got your greys, your blues, your whites. There's a lot of play features with this figure, more than you would actually expect, and we'll go through that in a second. It attaches on via two pegs here, similar to other primes, so you can just peg this in right here. So we peg it in, and he does roll, he can move with it. That's all very secure, but they're not trying to hide any of the transformation pieces. This is on the cheaper side of the whole KO thing, and it is very small, but I think there's something about this. I don't know what it is, but there's something about it that I actually quite like. We'll have a little look now at the cab in more detail. So you can see that the cab, it's a little bit blocky, like I said before. Looks like it's made a little bit out of Lego, pieced together rather than actually a slick looking transformer. They're not trying to hide too much here, but I don't think they're too concerned about that. The wheels are just your plastic with some silver put in. The back's a little bit of a mess, but it looks okay when it's attached to the trailer. You've got a lot of painted This is all painted, this is all plastic, this is all moulded detail, and you've got some paintwork here as well, but you got some nice blue translucent on the windscreen there, and you get some little windscreen wipers, but there's no articulation, there's nothing apart from he rolls, and that's pretty much about it. For the trailer though, the trailer is where it's at. The trailer has some fantastic features for such a small little trailer. You get, if you have a look at this, that feels like quite nice plastic. It actually feels like better quality plastic than the Earthrise trailer, and that's quite a funny thing to say, I guess. But underneath you have the two stands here, which is nice. But you also have the two side pieces here, similar to what you get on a Masterpiece, so it's very secure when it's down. You also get two doors that open, like so, and you also get a ramp here and a ramp here as well, so that looks pretty cool. The ramp doesn't quite touch the floor, it kind of sits up, but it looks nice. Then, as always with the Prime trailer, the trailer itself opens up like this, and then this port here comes up, the arm will come out, and this will also come out here. So this all transforms. I don't think that doesn't lift up. So the play value on this is actually really nice. I'm a big fan of this trailer and all of the things that you can do with it. It's a shame these don't actually reach the floor, but it's the price point on this is such that you can let a couple of things slide, I guess. Let's take a closer look at Roller now. So you can see that Roller has quite a lot of molded detail in here. Again, we have plastic on the tyres. We have the nicely done silver tips that are on the exhaust ports here, and then he rolls like Roller should. But he's nice. You know, I don't know if you prefer your Roller to be blue or if you prefer it to be grey. Personally, I don't really care too much. But I think he looks like a really nice looking Roller. So just to show you the scale that this guy really sits at, and he is a very small Prime. I think he's actually the smallest Prime in my collection. He scales not very well with anything, really, if I'm honest. Certainly nothing that I have in my collection, unless you're trying to make a Titan look bigger, then he scales quite well. So if I bring out Rung, who obviously is a Battle Master, you can see there's Rung. So the cab is basically the length of Rung. So very small cab. If I bring out Earthrise Prime now, you'll be able to see the detail there. He's only just shorter than the Earthrise Prime lengthwise. There's about a thumb in it. There's about a thumb in it, and obviously the Earthrise trailer is smaller than this, and it's also thinner than the Earthrise trailer. So that's how they look together. Transformation time on this guy now, and it's actually a reasonably interesting transformation for something that's so small. It borrows some elements from like a Masterpiece, so it's quite an interesting transformation. So let's kick this off by starting with the legs. Just flip up his little toes and unhook the side plates here. Once you've unhooked the side plates, you can separate and pull, and then collapse the feet down. That'll form his legs for you. Then we can start to work around this part. The first thing you're going to do is unclip the two front pieces, and then remove the arms from here and from here. Then anybody who has a Masterpiece, this will seem very much within what you've seen before. So you can clip this up and then flip this one round. Then this front piece here you bring out, swap it around. Then you can bring everything kind of out and up. Oh, there we go. up and round, and then bring this round back on itself, so you can see that he's fully transformed there. Then up this, flip his legs around, and then come around the back, flip the head up, make sure these two pieces are pressed into the side, and then finally bring out one hand and bring out the other hand, and then we have our fully transformed little mini Prime. Now he's in bot mode. Let's take a little look at this guy, and he's a mini Prime again. He's a bit blocky, could look a little bit like he's made of Lego, I guess. Let's have a look at the head sculpt. Quite a nice head sculpt, odd head sculpt though. On the back we have light piping, on the front we have painted eyes. Some odd decision there. We go down, we have some nice translucent blue, we've got the yellow here on the front, the shiny grill, then we have his crotch plate, which is plastic and yellow painted. Then we have his classic blue and kind of grey and silvers on the legs, and the arms have the nice stacks and the painted here, so a lot of nice molded detail. Go around the back, it's a little bit forgotten about, I guess, but it doesn't look too bad. I quite like these little silver pieces that go in the back. His wheels just kind of sit here at the side. It looks like a classic mini version of Prime. Articulation wise, we get 360 on the head, on a nice ball joint. Can overextend you to transformation, but that just looks weird. But you can make him look headless if you want. Zombie Prime. Pull it back. Then we get full 360 on the arm. At the elbow you get a full 360 as well, and you get some articulation on the hand. Then at the hips we get no hips at all, unfortunately, but you can swivel this bit, so you have to swivel the entirety of his top bit, so this won't stay there, this comes with it, which just looks a little bit weird from a posing point of view. On the legs you get a nice extension to about here, so you know you can do it, but you can see here that the joints are a little bit weak. You can get some nice back and forward, they're just on ball joints, there's no ratchets. Knee bend, you get a nice knee bend, and you get some nice toe articulation here. Can he ninja kick? Probably not. His hips are loose as hell, yeah, so he's not going to carry the weight of anything. Maybe we'll do it this way. So no, his hips are just too loose, so he is a very loose guy. His knee joints seem okay, but everything that's going on around the hips just seem very loose, so the articulation's okay but not fantastic. So accessories and play features on this. The first thing I want to bring out is this, and this is awesome. He comes with a very cool stand, which he can sit on in a multitude of ways. He can just kind of so you can see Prime is now on his stand, so he has a nice little stand there, so you can pose him however you want while he's on this stand if his joints will hack it. So you can see you can't do too much posing actually on the stand. Maybe the other way is a little bit, yeah, the other way is a little bit better, so the leg joint on this one is just a little dodgy. You can see you can pose him on the stand. I really like this stand. I've got a couple of stands, but this is my favorite. I don't use this with Prime, I use this with my Siege Seekers, so I put Starscream actually sits on this in his bot mode in my collection. So this is a really nice stand. It comes apart like so, and you can just position these pieces however you want on it to make the stands however you would like. So I really like the stand that Prime comes with. He also comes with his classic ion blaster. Have a look at this, nicely painted silver in the side and some molded detail. He will just hold this in his hand like so, so he can sit there and pew 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 pew, oh, pew pew pew. So he can sit there and he can do all that kind of business, which is kind of nice. He also has a nice little electronic axe. Again, this has got a peg, so it just sits over the hand. Mine came with a little bit of fluff encased in it, so it's not quite as yellow as I would like. There's something obviously went wrong when they were making it, but it sits on his hand in this mode and actually doesn't look too bad. You don't have to remove the hand, it just kind of sits over, so you can see that he has his weapon axe, so he looks pretty cool with those accessories. Another nice little accessory that this figure comes with is this super cool little backpack, black and silver, nicely painted silver here on the bottom, and then black molded plastic at the top. Make sure I can get that in focus properly, and these just tab into his back. Again, Hasbro selling this as DLC for the Earthrise, but you get this with this figure as it should be, and then you just clip the backpack on, and you can see that Prime now has his jetpack again. I think this is from the first episode of Transformers. Unfortunately, the siege effects pieces don't work with this, but yeah, it's a nice looking little jetpack, sits on there very snugly, very securely, and he looks pretty cool with it on. Now let's do a final size comparison. So if we put him next to Rung, who we brought out before, we can see that he's taller than Rung. Bring the camera down a little. You can see he's taller than Rung. Rung comes up to about his knee, so quite nice. He obviously gets a lot bigger once he gets into this from his bot mode. And finally we bring out the Earthrise Prime just to see how he weighs up, and he's about waist high to our Earthrise Prime, so not too bad. So just one added comparison, just from a scale point of view, he does actually scale with the Mech Fans Toys Megatron. He's not as nice a figure as the Mech Fans Toys, but from a scale point of view, yeah, he actually scales pretty well, and they both have their weapons, so they can have that classic duel from the Dam, right? Final thoughts on this set. It's a nice enough set, and I mean the word nice in the loosest point. I actually prefer all of this to this. I think this is okay. The plastic on everything feels okay, but his joints are a little loose. If I show you now, if I move his arm around, you can see that when I position the arm forward slightly, it actually moves the chest plate, so you have to be careful with how you position the arm, because if anything moves, then all this starts coming. This is a little loose as well. Matrix will just fall out. So he's a little loose. It's a tough one because I've got a little bit of love for it. I've got almost like a soft spot for this guy. He looks pretty cute. He doesn't look like a bad Prime, but there are challenges with this figure. So would I recommend you get this? It depends what you want it for with your collection. I like to have this in my collection because I like to put this against the other Titans and things like that I have to make them look even bigger for photographs that I put on my Instagram. I also like to have little oddities like this in my collection, so I've got a lot of love for this, even though it's imperfect. So if you think this would fit in your collection, grab it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. The price point on this is under $20. I think you can pick this up for. I certainly did. I picked this up for about £15, so it must be under $20 for you guys. AliExpress is where I got mine from. It's a nice enough figure. It's a little bit of an oddity, a little small mini Prime. So guys, let me know down in the comments, have you guys got this version of Prime? Do you like him? Have you got the Megatron, the Defermation Megatron? Does that scale well with this? I haven't looked too deeply into that, but I might pick it up because it's a similar price point to this one. But it does look a little bit like my Mech Fans Toys one, which is what's kind of held me up from getting it. Guys, is this something that you've been looking at? Have you picked this up? Let me know down in the comments. Also, guys, if you like what I'm doing around here, give us a like, a share and a subscribe, and you can also find me on Facebook at Vector Sigma Reviews, and also on Instagram at Vector Sigma Reviews. And if you have a look on Instagram, you'll see a lot of different pictures that I don't really share on this, and you'll also see some of my up and coming reviews. I sometimes share pictures on there from reviews that are coming, so if you want to see what's coming before I actually release the video on here, Instagram is definitely the place to kind of see what I've got in the pipeline and what I'm looking at. So guys, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. In a bit. Peace!